Hey all, Hibber here, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to show you the first video of the new game from Funplus. So if you've played Sea of Conquest, which you know this channel here is very well into, you'll know that Foundation is by the same guys, Funplus, like I said, and this is my first actual gameplay in this game here. And I'll just show you what it's all about, but I will tell you that if you're expecting, you know, Sea of Conquest in space, you're probably going to be a little bit disappointed, because so far, from what I can tell, that is not what Foundation is. So this video here is all about how to get started, and I'll show you what the game introduces to us as, you know, pretty much what the gameplay is. And like I said before, it's at least seemingly, so far, it doesn't seem as complicated and as multi-layered as Sea of Conquest is, again, unfortunately. And as you can tell from the video here, also this game is supposed to be played on a phone, so you are playing it, you know, upright, which is, you know, maybe not in everyone's taste. I mean, I would like to have been able to play this game, you know, in the normal aspect ratio, but apparently that was not to be. So the way the game starts out is really that you just, you know, have your little spaceship here, and you've been in a fight and it's full of fire. So the game kind of introduces you to the fact that you have to put out the fires first. And to do that, you actually have to mine some water that just happens to be floating in space in the form of ice. So again, not something we haven't really seen before. And the way you do it is just to click on the different compartments that are on fire and choose to, you know, put the fire out. You know, maybe a little bit too simple if you ask me, but you know, who knows what else they're going to add over the time, just like they did with Sea of Conquest. But for example here, don't have enough water, so the game tells you, okay, you have to go and mine water from ice shards in space, and that's pretty much how you know, mining works. Basic. Of course, you can later upgrade it and, you know, buy more mining things and all that kind of stuff. So here at this point, I am honestly a little bit disappointed in the gameplay, because if you're used to Sea of Conquest, you know, at least you can sail around, you can find treasure and, you know, explore the map and, you know, fight other players and stuff like that. And there's heaps to do, actually almost too much to do in Sea of Conquest. So far, Foundation is very, very limited compared to that game. I don't really understand how much longevity there is in this game here, because it's really just, you know, point on the screen, something happens, and then you point again, and if you don't have enough resources, then you pay for them. That's pretty much it. So, you know, upgrade compartments, we're used to that from pretty much any mobile game out there, including Sea of Conquest. Lots of upgrading to be done there, but Sea of Conquest is much deeper than that. Foundation, yeah, so far it doesn't seem like it's terribly deep, like I said. Upgrade compartments, fly around and get some resources, and, you know, that's pretty much it so far. It does introduce a few extra, you know, layers here. For example, here in the beginning, you have to actually gather the parts of your mothership, and yeah, I don't really know why they're lying all around, you know, space, but yeah, who knows. And of course, there are more aspects to the game, and I'll get into that as we actually, you know, get further on in this little introduction here. And you know, it's perhaps not exactly what I was expecting from Funplus, at least so far. So again, the introduction here just pretty much, you know, makes the basics clear, but you know, this is like a mobile game, like any other mobile game really, and I'm not really sure this introduction is really required, because all you're asked to do is click a button, click upgrade, and then click it again. Like I said earlier, there's not much thought or, you know, any sort of thought process actually has to go into this. And you know, once you upgrade your different compartments, then they unlock new upgrades and new compartments and so on and so on. And again, nothing that we haven't seen before, including in Sea of Conquest. Combat itself is also very basic, but it's very like Sea of Conquest. You know, you just click on the enemy, and whoever has the highest number, you know, the most power, will win the battle. It's very simple, just like that. Again, a little bit disappointing maybe. So after each completed battle or, you know, little task, you will be rewarded, of course. And there is another aspect to the game, just like in Sea of Conquest here, which has to do with your commanders or your captains or whatever you want to call them. The intro here kind of does a good job of introducing it, but then again, there's not much to it either. So also you get an introduction to the actual land-based combat here, and again, it's very, very simple. All you gotta do is just walk around the map. If you want to fight, all you gotta do is to stop your character, and you don't even have to aim or anything, they just shoot automatically. So again, whoever has the biggest number here will just win, and you don't really have to do anything. At least, you know, the hand-to-hand combat in Sea of Conquest had you selecting your heroes, you know, setting up some sort of formation, and, you know, using their skills at the right time. You get the opportunity to use skills here as well, but so far I find them a little bit lacking, to be honest. There's not as much depth as in Sea of Conquest, even when Sea of Conquest just came out and only the minimum amount of commanders were available. I just don't think that this is what I was expecting. So as with any other Funplus game, or pretty much any other mobile game out there, you are expected to upgrade your commanders, right? And of course they can be upgraded in many ways. You can level them up, and you can also upgrade their abilities and also promote them for their star levels. And very, very similar again to Sea of Conquest, where, you know, each commander had about 3 different dimensions you could upgrade depending on what you wanted to achieve. Now my biggest, you know, question with this Foundation game here is how long is it going to be fun to play? Because so far I haven't seen any multiplayer at all in this game here. All that seems to happen is just that, you know, the difficulty gets, you know, ramped up, and more enemies are on screen, and you have to collect more resources in space to build more compartments and upgrade more you know, tools like your engine and your whatever. And that seems to be it so far. I don't know if I just haven't made it far enough in the game, but this is pretty much how you get started in this game. And it's not the most interesting you know, introduction at all. I mean, Sea of Conquest made a very, very nice introduction with lots of, you know, video, and everything was explained, and actually took around 2 hours to complete the introduction when you had everything explained. In Foundation, well, yeah, it's a little bit lacking. You do get to visit planets and stuff like that as well, and you can, of course, trade. You know, it's of course not as fun because you're not really trading with other players, you're just trading with the computer. So yeah, longevity, I'm not sure this game here. I guess we'll see in a few weeks if a lot of people are still playing it, or, you know, people just go back to Sea of Conquest or something else. So far, a bit of a letdown Foundation, to be honest. It's not what I expected. It's certainly not a Sea of Conquest in space, but you know, we'll see what happens over the next few weeks, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out there.